So hi, my name is Georgi Zanev and today is 25th of November 2021 and let's do the review of Postimees newspaper. So conservationists are a bit angry that they are discussing in the parliament to put a law in effect that will allow to build near the water, like near the sea or the lakes. Because until now it was like 20 meters or something close to the sea you cannot build. So there is a new discussion that in some locations they have already allowed, but to get this permit to build near the water you have to go through some complicated procedure. And for now in Estonia it's actually nobody can block the access to the beach or to the water. So even if you have a land, then you have to allow everybody. For example, if you have a land near the sea, you have to allow people to walk there. So, but they are discussing to change that, and nature conservationists do not agree about that, but there is different topics. Okay, they have started the discussion. The parliament has has voted for a law. It's called electronic communications law, with which they are opening the 5G tenders in Estonia, and also forbidding the use of Huawei products in the networks. I think it is a good one, because you know Huawei products they had an issue with spyware and everything, so nobody trusts the Chinese government. 200 million turnover is now the Estonian defense industry has a 200 million euro turnover, which is kind of surprising for me, even that Estonia has at all a defense industry. Something new. Maybe someday we'll go into this more deeper because 200 million is quite good size of an industry, especially for Estonia. So a lot of around 550,000 digital COVID certificates will become like expired around December, so people will have to renew them. A big article about that. I have also, as it appears, I made my job in May. I thought it was in March, but it was in May. I lately looked my expiry date of my COVID certificate too, so that's why I know. So there is an interesting case about a forbidden donation. Estonian parliament has one kind of a group, special commission for monitoring the financing and political financing of political parties. So this kind of commission, and they have ruled, and also in one court it was already approved that one party, the Estonian Central Party, has to pay back 150,000 euros of forbidden donations, which is quite a lot. And as this party is in the government at the moment, so nobody is immune from investigation and losing in court, but they are going to the Supreme Court hoping to either collect more money so they can repay it, because it's very strict. If the court tells that you have to pay, that's it, you have to pay immediately. there is no two ways. They have like a very high interest, so a party can get bankrupt. That's it. So what interesting, a lot of international news about Swedish Prime Minister who was 7 hours Prime Minister only. But we stick to the Estonian news. More than the half of the companies in Estonia can't find new employees. Actually 60% they have made an inquiry asking entrepreneurs, and 60% of the Estonian entrepreneurs have replied that they cannot find new workers. That's not good, because workers have discovered that if you can work from the distantly through Zoom and this kind of meetings, you don't have to work for Estonian company. You can work for the US company or some other company who pays more. So that's really a good opportunity, and obviously salaries have to grow. Also, Apple has sued a company, NSO Group, which had developed this spyware, and it is connected also to the Estonian pensioners, because Estonian pension funds have invested in that Israeli company. So that's interesting. What a small world. Like Apple suing Israeli company can inflict damage, like if they lose, to Estonian investors. So another interesting news about Russia. Russia is threatening US big digital giant companies like Apple, Google, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok is a Chinese one, that if they don't make offices in Russia, they will be penalized, or access to the Russian market will be limited. That's a scary thing, because what do the Russian government obviously want? Okay, make offices here, then we can extort you. We can tell, okay, if you don't agree with our terms to share information, for example, with the Russian government, which is like, it's an autocracy, dictatorship, like. Ooh. Putin has been on power for how many? 24 years? A lot. So that's the idea. Bring your workers here, then we can extort you of complying with our rules. So better cut access to those countries. On the other hand, I'm watching a lot of Russian YouTubers who are quite influential, and that's the only channel actually which the liberal media uses, because the official media is all bought by the Russian government. And actually, how the Russians call the television, it's called zomboyashik. Okay, you can search that. It's like a zombie box because it's made to make you zombie. Another interesting news that the Turkish lira has declined in value, and it has adversely influenced Estonian livestock farmers, which for me also a surprise that Estonian livestock farmers are producing some livestock and selling it to Turkey. But now, as the value has plummeted, the Turkish counterparts can't buy them anymore, so that's a big problem. On the other hand, maybe it is a positive thing for the tourists. A lot of Estonians fly a lot. Because of our climate, it's not the best climate. And we have like 4 flights to Egypt a week in such small country of 1 point something million. So it helps. I have been some years 4 times to Egypt in one season. but then I was working at the national airline. So maybe, but maybe that will not influence that much the tourist areas, because those areas use mainly US dollars, euros. So obviously to get a cheaper experience from Turkey, maybe it's good to go around outside the tourist area. Okay, tourist areas have also, like this mass market tourism has its benefits. As I have been working also in the tourism area, that for me the biggest benefit was that, okay, I went to Egypt, good weather, like food, and for days I did not leave either the hotel area or the beach, so I was just charging my batteries. Okay, that's it. So a big article about maritime law, and that Estonia has gone into a grey list. Even one of the companies, Tallink, they put one of their ships under Latvian flag. So interesting why this has happened, but it's too big article. We are not going to go deep into that. But they're trying to solve it to get Estonia out of the grey list, but let's see how it goes. Another interesting thing, that European Union has come to an agreement with the US about export tariffs. So the US produced boats are going to not have anymore the 25% tariff, which they had before, and this law was implemented during Trump era. So they are backtracking on former law. And actually Estonia has also like a small boat manufacturers, but obviously so this boat market, because Estonia is on the seaside, if you know, we have a lot of islands, and it has grown like exponentially. Even some of my friends have also this license to drive a boat, which is kind of, I understand, it's a freedom. Big discussion about should higher education be free. At the moment in Estonia it's free, but as it might need more financing, so either the government should pay more to the universities, or it should go partly to be paid, the higher education. I myself think that it's better to be free, because it will give more opportunities to more people to study in the university. A big article of one of the developers, Endover chief, Robert Loud, has made a big article that real estate should be developed sustainably, which is, I agree, good. Sustainability is really a hot topic at the moment, and real estate developers have understand that too. Interesting article about the debt of different countries, and Estonian debt, the total gross this debt of Estonia is only 19% from the GDP, which is okay. Interest payments for our debt are 0% from GDP. So, and for 2020, the, how you call it, the budget will be minus 5.6 from the GDP. It will be in minus, not on zero, but on minus. But in 2019 it was 0.1% plus from the running GDP. They have opened a museum of or exhibition in one of the museums about the Estonians call it a tiger jump. This was the jump Estonia made in the digitalization. So nice, interesting exposition. And from here I also read that Estonia was the first country which was under cyber attack. Obviously, that's a new kind of warfare, cyber attack, and Estonians managed quite well. And even some other country representatives are coming and they're getting know-how how to counterattack cyber attacks, and they're even making like a warfare scenarios of cyber attacks. They're like they have a military unit who is dealing with cyber attacks. So that's a good thing. I think we should go someday to explore this exhibition. It's in Estonia, in Tallinn, Vabamu. And I think that's about it from the Estonian news. Like, subscribe if you want me to continue. Now I have only 100 or between 100 and 200 views. Let's try get 200 views of this news like casts in English. Then I'll have motivation to keep it on. Okay, like, subscribe, see you in the next one.